Mr. Speaker, in the last 2 years, I've been negotiating serious trade deals which are vital for our most important sectors of the economy. They're trade deals with the EU, but also with India, North Korea, and the United States. And I remind him of the value of those deals. Mr. Speaker, before I answer that, I've just been handed a note saying that I inadvertently said we did a trade deal with North Korea rather than South Korea. That would be breaking news and not very good. So, before I'm referred to the Privilege Committee, can I correct the record, Mr. Speaker, in that regard? It was a slip of the tongue, but a pretty unfortunate one.
We are losing 1,000 jobs a month in oil and gas. I asked him about new licenses, not about existing drilling. And then, late last night, Mr. Speaker, the government snuck out an announcement that it was removing sanctions on Russian oil. So can the Prime Minister explain why oil from Russia is acceptable, but oil from Aberdeen is not?
Well, Mr. Speaker, let me address the sanctions head on, because we have been united across this House on these issues since the beginning of the conflict. What we announced yesterday was a strong new package of new sanctions, going well beyond existing sanctions. So it's a new package. This includes new bans on maritime services on LNG and new bans on refined oil products from Russia. We also issued 2 targeted short-term licences to phase the new sanctions in and to protect UK consumers. Mr. Speaker, that is standard practice. This government has phased in sanctions in this way before, and the last government used exactly the same technique when they introduced sanctions. And when they did so, Mr. Speaker, we supported them because we could see the sanctions were the right thing to do to bear down on Russia. So these are new sanctions being phased in. This is not a question of lifting existing sanctions in any way whatsoever, and we will continue to work with our allies on further sanction packages.
It's a very weak set of cheers from the MPs who are trying to get rid of him, could I just say. Mr. Speaker, he doesn't know what he is talking about. This level of processology is not going to get him out of these difficult answers. This morning, Ukraine's sanction chief disagrees with what the Prime Minister's approach is. That's what Ukraine is saying. In March, when the United States eased sanctions on Russia, the Prime Minister said all partners should maintain pressure on Russia and its war chest. The Prime Minister said our sanctions remain, and there is no question about that. What's changed?
I really think on an issue of this importance, which is about further sanctions on Russia in relation to Ukraine, it is really important that the position is not misrepresented. Exactly. This is a new package of sanctions.
Mr. Speaker, I've heard this tone before. This is the same tone he used during the Mandelson scandal, and they were all cheering, and then it turned out that he was wrong. He says that other countries are doing this. The EU is not doing this. Let me make it clear. I know it hurts him to hear it. He is now choosing to buy dirty Russian oil. That money will be used to fund the killing of Ukrainian soldiers. Isn't he ashamed?
I really think that to misunderstand and misrepresent what is happening, this is a very serious issue where we're working with others. These are new bans, they're new sanctions, they're new bans on maritime services on LNG as of yesterday. They're new bans on refined oil products from Russia as of yesterday. They are being phased in the same way that previous sanctions regimes have been phased in, exactly in the way the last government did and we have done. Other countries do exactly the same. The EU has its own way of doing it. Australia and Canada have their own way of doing it. And to play party politics on Ukraine, where we have stood firm, and the only people that benefit when we play party politics in here on Russia and Ukraine is Putin.
Mr. Speaker, that pompous tone does not cover for the fact that he has got his policy all wrong. I have asked him about oil and gas again and again and again. The last time he told me that it was the Energy Secretary's job and it had nothing to do with him. That's what's destroying this country. It's not playing politics. It's speaking up for the people who are out there. The fact is, more people are buying Russian oil because British oil isn't being drilled. He's sanctioning British oil, but not Russian oil. And he should be ashamed, Mr. Speaker. He should be ashamed. And just listen to him, and I wonder if he is okay. He is so deep in the bunker, Mr. Speaker. He's importing sanctioned Russian oil. He's nationalizing steel. He's imposing price controls in the supermarket. It's like the Soviets won. This country needs a government that has got its act together, Mr. Speaker. Instead, what we have is a Prime Minister hanging by a thread, fake support from his backbenchers, too scared to take difficult decisions, losing his moral compass by backsliding on Ukraine. Yes, he is. Mr. Speaker, look, the shakes of their head are so feeble. It's so feeble. He has got... They can... It's absolutely laughable, Mr. Speaker. It's absolutely laughable. Yesterday, we saw them huddled in the corridors talking about Andy Burnham and West Streeting. The fact is, he's got a cabinet fighting to replace him, and the worst part is, they aren't getting rid of him over his terrible agenda. No, they actually like it. They just want a better salesman. So isn't it the case, Mr. Speaker, that it doesn't matter who replaces him, the real problem is the Labour Party?
Mr. Speaker.
I think not, Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, look, a lot's been happening in recent days, so she may have overlooked the fact that last week the ONS announced we've got the fastest growing economy in the G7. Last week we had the biggest fall in NHS waiting lists for 17 years. Today inflation's come down more than expected. And Mr. Speaker, if you'd offered me that and Arsenal becoming Premier League champions, I'd take it every day of the week.
Is Starmer going to still be Prime Minister? Is Starmer still going to be Prime Minister, Mr. Miliband?
Would you tell Danny Farage to come to Mr. Miliband?
Are we going to reverse Brexit, Mr. Miliband?
Should we rejoin the European Union, Mr. Miliband? Who's running the country if you're not fighting?
Are you going to serve Mr. Starmer?
Do you miss West Streeting? Should we rejoin the EU, Minister?
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Is Starmer still going to be Prime Minister, Mr. Healy? Do you want to reverse Brexit, Mr. Healy?
Who's running the country if you are fighting with each other?
Is Starmer still going to fight the next election? Is Starmer going to be Prime Minister at the next election, Mrs. Cooper?
Would you tell Andy Burnham, Cabinet Minister?
Good morning. Good morning. Are we going to reverse Brexit? Is Starmer going to fight in the next election, Minister? Are we going to reverse Brexit? Is Starmer going to fight the next election, Minister? Are we going to reverse Brexit, Minister? Are you going to reverse Brexit, Mr. Miliband?
Should we rejoin the European Union, Mr. Miliband?
Yeah, on coffee up now.
Are you going to reverse Brexit, Ms. Mahmood?
Did you miss West in the cabinet today, Shemaya Mahmood?
No.
Should we rejoin the European Union, Minister?
Is Starmer going to fight the next election?
Ready?
Is he finished, Minister?
Okay, good. Horrible journalist, Prime Minister. David Lammy going in.
We can stop it. We can stop it on his burning cabinet, Minister.
Are we going to reverse Brexit, ministers?
David Lammy is over for the Prime
Should
Minister.
we rejoin this, Minister? Mr. Lammy is the Prime Minister of Lando.
Is Brexit going to divide the party, Mr. Lamy?
Would you stop it on his burning cabinet, Minister? Did you miss West in the cabinet?
Is Starmer going to fight the next election?
Get your ears checked if you can't get that. Would you stop it on his burning cabinet, Minister?
Are you going to reverse Brexit?
Should we rejoin the European Union, Minister?
Is Starmer going to fight the next election?
Is he finished, John? Here?
Are you going to reverse Brexit?
Did you miss him? Good morning. Mr. Prime Minister William Duff.
It gives me no pleasure to say the expected cost of completing HS2 is now between £87.7 billion and £102.7 billion priced in 2025. Two-thirds of this increase is down to past misunderstanding of the work required, underestimation and inefficiency, issues within the control of HS2 Limited, some of its suppliers and previous governments. The remaining third is linked to inflation, which was not factored into previous cost estimates regularly enough. On timings, I said last year that I see no route by which trains could be running by 2033. We now expect first services to run from Old Oak Common to Birmingham Curzon Street between May 2036 and October 2039. And where the previous government could not say when the full HS2 scheme between Euston and Handsacre Junction would be delivered, I now expect that will happen between May 2040 and December 2043. Not only does the Lovegrove report corroborate the Stewart Review's damning assessment of the decision-making environment under the previous government, but it also talks about the original gold plating of HS2. It talks about the focus, and I quote, on the highest possible speeds, resulting in bespoke and highly engineered design. Madam Deputy Speaker, to translate, it was a massively overspec'd folly, with the prospect of the fastest trains anywhere in the world tickling the fancy of Conservative ministers. If we were a country the size of China, I could understand it, but we are not. Passengers just want reliable trains that turn up when they're supposed to. More services and more seats. They want a common sense approach that gets them the railway they deserve, not a vanity project with trains so fast that proper testing couldn't be done until track and railway systems were complete. So, Madam Deputy Speaker, I asked Mark Wilde to remove the gold plating and complexity from this project. Today, I have accepted his recommendation to align HS2 speeds already delivered with speeds already delivered on other European high-speed networks. That still means we will run some of the fastest trains in Europe with speeds reaching 320 kilometres per hour. But crucially, it lowers the cost of testing. It makes delivering the project less risky, and it could realise savings of up to £2.5 billion and could save at least a year in delivery time. Now, I realise that there will be those who will say this is all too much and we should just cancel the whole thing. However, I can confirm today that it could cost almost as much to cancel the line as it would to finish it, while delivering none of the benefits, with half-finished structures strewn across the English countryside, a relic to what could have been.